Okay. So on the first day, we have seen only the integration between the ERP to the EWM, right? I mean, like we didn't touch about the configuration part in the EWM side, I believe.
Yes, Sriram.
Hmm. So probably we will start doing that today, and then we will see the configuration part. Okay. I mean, like the other settings. So now, when we were doing, let me just have a recap of what we have done on the day one. So we only have created a simple org structure like our plant organizations and purchase organizations and the warehouse and the storage locations. On top of that, we have created the a dummy warehouse number of an ERP1. And that dummy warehouse number, we have configured the settings in such a way that telling that, okay, it's an extended warehouse management. And then we are trying to distribute immediately. And then we have created the distribution model. This is what we have done on the day one, right? Hello.
And logical system and the configuration
Yeah.
for
We have
connection and
seen about what is a logical systems and what are the logical systems of an ERP and what are the logical systems of an EWM system. This is what we have seen. Now, the same way, even in the EWM system means normally if it is in the decentralized one, we would be logging it in a decentralized versions actually, because this complete part, whatever we have normally what we can say is we used to have earlier like ECC in a separate box and EWM in a separate box. So we used to log into EWM separately and then we used to configure these settings. But now, as being it is an embedded one, we are trying to treat this as in the same box, but still we are having this particular things like what extended warehouse management and all the config, whatever we see there, the same thing has been replaced into this box. Okay. However, now even we have to perform the same settings. Now, if you come to this particular node below the logistics execution, we can see this is an extended warehouse management. In this extended warehouse management, go to this interfaces, ERP integration. Now we have to perform our own configuration here. Okay, general settings and delivery processing. On top of that, goods movement. Production will come into the picture later, but these are the three things which we will be having. Now, from 9.3, I can say that there is another option called as a tool-based ERP integration. Okay, where we can use this tool-based also, but we need to have a solution manager for that, where we have to upload it. Means the basic org structures. Okay, what we can do is instead of doing it manually, we'll be having a template. Based on that particular template, we will be uploading it. Okay, this is the system connections and the warehouse integrations. Means the standard whenever we are trying to configure any of the warehouses or any of the plants, normally what we have, we'll be having 1,000 plant or 1,000 company code, but in the S4 the same way also we'll be having it. Here also we can do this using the tool based also, but normally for this particular tool based we will not recommend it, as being that all the configurations will not be configured based on that. So normally we always go with manual settings only, but this option also is available if in case if you want to do that with the solution manager content. Okay, this is a different thing. Now coming to the our one settings, here you can see that we have to define this, define own business system, define business system, map warehouse numbers from ERP system to the EWM, and assign RFC destinations and all. So now there is one significance. If you can see this difference, in the ERP side, we have defined something called as a logical system. But when it comes to this particular thing, what I mean to say that is in EWM system, we'll call it as a business system, guys. If you see that, right? In the ERP side, we will be calling it as a logical system. If you remember, hello, guys, do you remember that? Everyone?
Yes, Sriram. Yes, we can remember that.
Yeah, so there is a significance even for that as well. Okay, so defining of a business system and logical system, both were basically same, but ideally here what is that is there is why we were trying to have this as a business system. There is a significance of that as well. I'll explain you when we are trying to do our deliveries. I mean, at the time of an inbound deliveries and outbound deliveries, I'll tell you what is the significance of that actually. In general, what is that is because we will be having multiple ERP systems getting assigned to a one business system, means multiple logical systems can be assigned to one business system. You agree? Like what I'm trying to say here? Hello? Hello?
Multiple logical systems to one business systems means, I mean, are from the same instance or from the different
Different
instances?
instance, different instances I'm talking here now.
Okay.
Means, like, can you just tell me what exactly that you can understand here?
Here I can understand there will be logical systems will be from ERP side we can call as a
Yes,
logical systems.
exactly. Yeah.
So different logical systems we can connect to the one business system, but I
Mm.
understand, but these are from the same instance. That's what I
But
understand.
sometimes, yes, sometimes, as I said, that we might be having a landscape also in such a cases that you would be using your ECC as your normal ERP one, but your EWM as your embedded EWM. You getting my point?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So in such cases also I was talking about that. In normally if it is in between the embedded one, it would be the same. There is no difference in that. Okay. It is only one-to-one relationship basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, I'll explain you that much detail in when we go into the because the significance of having this is normally if you are having a multiple logical systems, that multiple logical systems will be assigned to a single business system. That is what the significance as of now I'll tell you. But when I show you in detail in that the time of the delivery level, we will understand that. Okay, because multiple ERP instances can be connected to a EWM system. That is what this particular significance. What I'm trying to say here is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is even basically the part of the basis configuration only, which where we will not be doing anything much here. Okay. So we will define one business system actually normally. So where is this? Here we, oh, sorry, we cannot see this particular one actually because we are trying to, it's only the BP1 CLNT 400 we will be doing it normally. Okay. But you can see this T41 AWM 400 is the system which we are trying to define here and we are trying to assign it. However, now the very first setting what we are trying to do here is map warehouse numbers from ERP to the EWM system. Okay. Now what is my warehouse number of an ERP? It's W46. Agree? But EWM warehouse number we haven't configured it yet. So first thing is we have to make sure that, sorry, our EWM configuration should be in place here. Okay. SCM, Extended Warehouse Management, master data, define warehouse numbers. You can do it in two different ways. Either you define the warehouse number here first, okay, and then you copy it from the standard warehouse number. It's 001 or whatever it is. If not, we can directly do in such a way that goods receipt process. So now if I want to define one warehouse number, let's see what happens here. Now I'll be defining something of WM46. We don't have that here, you see. So what I try to do here is cross-process settings, copy warehouse number customizing. Maybe I'll take from my standard warehouse, which is copied from 0001. Okay, I'll make it to WM46. Okay.
Sriram, this is the as a functional consultant. First, this is the
Hmm.
first step, right? Creation of warehouse
Yes,
number.
creation of the warehouse. That's what we have to do. Okay. So we
So
have,
so, so far, so
go
far,
ahead. Go ahead.
all our basis consultant will do
Hmm. As
for
of now,
whatever.
whatever the configuration I have told, like the logical systems or the business systems or the RFC connections and all, we will not even touch in the real time because we will not even have the access to do that. Okay, it's only for our understanding and it's only for the sake of our understanding only. I've just told you that. Okay, we will not touch anything as part of a functional consultant. We will be only defining the master data such as your warehouse or your master data of your ERP side. That's what we try to do, and then we try configuring it. Okay.
Okay,
Only thing in that configuration, whatever we have discussed in the last class, is we will be creating the control parameters of your warehouse. If you remember that, we will be telling to your warehouse that whether it could be a decentralized warehouse management or whether it could be a normal warehouse management or whether it could be your extended one. If you remember it, that setting will be doing it, and as well as we will be telling that whether the particular delivery, I'm sorry, distribution model. I've said there will be five APIs, the standard five APIs, right? So that we have to create. That is our part only again. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. So now, if you go to this master data, define warehouse numbers, WM46. Earlier, if you check that we don't have this even, right? Now it is coming. So it's either the way, first you define the warehouse and then you copy it or you directly copy it. Doesn't matter anything. Okay. So what I'll do is,
Karthik here.
yeah, Karthik.
So when we copy Veros, do we have any dependencies?
No, what dependencies you want to have?
Sorry, I'm basically from SD. So when we
Hmm.
do copy any, I mean, a master data like
Hmm.
that shipping point or anything, we have lot of dependencies which will be copied based
No,
on.
no, 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 not required. See, as of now, even in an SD also, we will be having your standard sales organizations or your distribution channel, or you'll be having your divisions, right? That's a standard one
Yes.
pretty much. From that, you will be copying it to your own organizational data. Even the same way here, the SAP will be providing you as a dummy warehouse number. Means why were we copying it? Basically because we do not want to touch the standard one, as being the standard tables and the standard configuration will not get affected. That's only the reason. Okay. Why
Okay.
we, because
Okay.
instead of that only we were copying it, because we need to, we never knew that where all the tables we have to map it or where all the configuration has to be getting affected and all. So normally in any general practice, what we do is we will make use of that standard one and we will make our own customization. That's it. For copying it, there won't be any dependencies as such. But however, we required when we are trying to configure your own organizational structure, then that point of time you will be required, such as whatever you said, like your shipping points or whatever it is, that would be required. Yes, at that point of time it is required anyhow. Okay.
Thanks, Sri.
Yeah. So it is only for the purpose because we will be having so many tables which needs to be copied in the backend. That's the reason we will be making use of that particular standard one. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions here? Because normally when we try to copy your company code or your plant in your ERP side or the same way, any of these things, what we do, we generally make use of the 1001, right? That's what even I'm trying to do, because when I copied, when I've activated it, I have done it in the 0001, but I don't want to make any changes of that. That's the reason I'm copying it from 001, which I have done it earlier. That's it. Okay. So,
Okay.
any questions here, Mohan or anyone?
questions as of now.
Okay, so this is the first thing. Okay, one second. Okay, we have defined our warehouse as of now. Now interfaces. ERP integration, goods movement, map storage locations. Sorry, I was coming too early here. First thing is general settings. Okay, first thing what I'm trying to do here is map warehouse numbers from ERP system to the EWM system. As of now, what they have done is they have given the business system and as well as the logical system under the same name here. The basis guys have given it under the same name. Normally, it would be in two different naming conventions. Okay, so here what I'm trying to do here is W46 is my ERP warehouse number. WM46 is my EWM warehouse number. This is what I'm trying to map it over here, guys. The very first thing. Okay, and once we do that here, okay, what are we going to do here after that? Anyhow, we have to see the number ranges for the ERP deliveries or the ERP documents, which will come back again step by step. Okay, now goods movement. Okay, what is this goods movement here? Map storage locations from ERP system to the EWM system. Means if you remember that, guys, we have created two different storage locations. If you remember that, I've told you that it would be 1030 and 1040. I hope that's clear, right? Because we have created two different storage locations, right? Yeah. So the significance of that, I'll tell you that maybe later, not as of now. So what I'm trying to do here is, okay, if you remember that in ERP also, we will be having the same set of settings. Like whenever we create any kind of your storage locations, what we do there, we will try to assign your plant and you'll try to assign your storage locations there. Agree? The same way, even in the EWM system as well, we will try to have two different things here. So my plant is WM46, I'm sorry. The storage location would be 1030 and, okay, business system, and the warehouse number is WM46. Additionally, we have a concept called as an availability group in the EWM system, okay, which we will discuss. WM46. The other one is 1040. Okay, WM46. So when I'm trying to assign this, if you see that system is trying to throw you an error telling that no unique partner was found. What was this partner again? So system is expecting some kind of a master data in the system. What is that master data? It's something it's expecting some kind of an unique partner was not found. If you see this, you see what happened. There is no information available, so it is not allowing us. Just remember this error as of now, because this configuration anyhow we will be seeing it next now. Okay, maybe first there are few things to explain, so after that maybe in tomorrow I'll be configuring this. Just remember this. Okay, I'm just saving it as of now. So once we've created this particular master data and all, this will automatically will be coming it over here. Okay, just remember this error, guys. Now when I'm trying to tell you something of the master data here, the very first thing in the EWM system, we need to understand few things like what is the supply chain unit, okay, and what is the party entitled to dispose, and what is the custodian, and who is the owner. So these are the four different terminologies which we need to understand as of now, okay, to make sure that okay what we are trying to do. One second. Okay, so here the very first thing what I'm trying to do is, okay, what happened? It got stuck to me. One second, guys. It's not allowing. It's not. I don't know what happened. It got stuck or something. It's not allowing me. I'll make use of Notepad. So what we were trying to discuss here, the very first thing is the supply chain unit. We need to create this basically, the very first thing. But before creating, I'm just trying to explain you what is it, okay? So, however, the second thing is we have something called as an party entered. Okay, we'll come like this. Okay, we need to understand what is a custodian, and then we need to understand who is the owner, and the fourth one is we need to understand who is your party entitled to dispose. I'm just putting it in a shortcut, PETD. Okay, these are the four things before we need to understand in the EWM system, guys. Okay, so here, what is the supply chain unit? Okay, now this supply chain unit in the EWM, it's the hierarchy level for us. Like what is it is, it will try to create a kind of an organizational data. But however, what exactly it represents in the EWM system, this particular supply chain unit is nothing but it is a geographical location of your warehouse. Okay, so geographical location of your warehouse, in the sense, what does that mean here? Means sometimes your warehouse premises could be at your plant location only. Agree? Or sometimes it would be somewhere else. Agree, guys? Hello?
Yes.
So normally I'm just talking in generally. Okay. So if in case if you want to track your warehouse location, or if you want to have your kind of your warehouse, what exactly we'll be doing it. Okay. So basically what happens is it is a supply chain, what we are trying to do in a specific in the EWM system, but we do not have this particular concept in the WM side, guys. Okay, we only have this in the EWM side. Why are we doing it also, I'll tell you. However, okay, so this supply chain unit, whatever it is mainly will be helpful in EWM system to, it's a kind of a geographical location. Means it is nothing but it is a kind of a physical or a kind of an organizational unit, whatever it is, that we are representing that in the EWM system. Okay, you're getting my point here? Any questions now? So in generally what we can say that is, this is nothing but it's a kind of a geographical location where we will be having for your warehouse. And however, this will be locate, I mean, like this would be helping you as in such a way that we will be creating this warehouse in multiple ways. Multiple ways in the sense what? Can anyone tell me here, guys? Sometimes you might be renting a third party logistics. Agree? Hello? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
It's not like every time we will be using your own warehouse. Sometimes we will be having your own, sorry, you would be even using this one also. Why this is not working? I don't understand. Yeah. So, yeah, in this case, exactly, you can have a multiple one all as well. Yeah, agree that. But multiple in the sense, how are we gonna give it? In the EWM system, I'm trying to have, okay, maybe I'll come back here. So this supply chain unit, whatever it is, WM46, let's assume that we'll be having one. So there would be two cases here. What are those two cases? Let's take off this one. So the first one would be you will be using your plant location as your warehouse location. Agree with that, with my statement of this one, guys? Means the first one could be where you can make use of your plant location as your warehouse location, right? What is that I refer to? Means the warehouse is located in the plant premises. I mean to say that. Agree? Everyone? Or it's not clear? Mohan, Naga, or anyone?
It's
How do you
clear.
call it? Yeah.
It's clear.
Sometimes, if in case, if I am trying to use, let's take an example now here, guys. Okay, maybe, okay, in case, okay, let's assume that our company is some in a kind of a manufacturing of bulbs. Okay, maybe we'll take in Wipro only. In Wipro, what happens here is sometimes they might not be having their own warehouses. They might be renting a third-party logistics also, right? So in the case one, the plant location, let's assume that I'm using, okay, my plant as a Wipro. Okay, just take an example here. As Wipro is having many products, so in such a case, what we can do is the very first thing. In my case, where my plant location and my warehouse location are the same, agree? Then the location for the geographical location of a warehouse would be what? It would be my plant one. So what is my plant here? It's this, right? Is that clear now? If not, if we were using some kind of a third party logistics one, which is Siva or something, okay, so in such a case what happens then the geographical location would be the Siva one. It can't be a Wipro one, right? You're getting my point here, or it's not? Let me know, guys. Anyone in the call, please let me know.
You got it.
It can't be a two geographical locations. Yes, two geographical locations in the sense you'll be having your plant in a different location and warehouse in a different location. Yes. So basically what we are trying to do here is we are trying to tell to the system that, okay, what kind of a locations we are having it, because basically supply chain unit is nothing but it is of a geographical location of your warehouse. That is what we are trying to do here. That's it. Okay. So either it could be a case A, you'll be using your plant location as your warehouse location, or either it could be your plant B. I mean, like the case B, I'm sorry, where you will be using your 3PL location. So in these cases, every supply chain unit, whatever I'm trying to do here, will be represented with a role. Means what does that mean? If it is a plant location, I'll be having 1001 role. Okay. If it is a warehouse location, normally it would be having 1008. Means what does that mean? This supply chain unit can be created in multiple ways. One is automatically, the other one is manually. Okay, so both the cases are same. Why are we doing? If it is in the case of an automatically, what happens is we will try to make use of the plant one, and the same data will be getting transferred to the EWM, and it could be created with the role of a 1001. But in case of a case B, what happens is we will be transferring, we will not be transferring it, we will be creating it manually in the system. Okay, in the EWM system, in the, I mean to say that. Clear now, the first case? It's only I'm trying to give you an overview case. I'm not trying to create anything as of now today, but what is what I'm just trying to help you out here. Okay. Any questions here? Hello.
No questions, Sriram. You can continue.
Yeah, we can see that. I'll try to create that, no problem. Once we
Okay.
started creating it, I'll show you both the scenarios. Means how does it happens and how does it go ahead. Okay, I'll show you that both the things, not an issue. Okay, so why am I doing this also? I'll tell you what is the significance of this. Okay, why we have to do it also, I'll tell you that. Now, in the EWM system, what we are trying to do here is we will be having something called as a custodian. Means who is this custodian basically, and who is this owner? Now, in any of the EWM system, this custodian and the owner and the supply chain unit, we will not see it anywhere actually. Means either at your transactional level or either at your any kind of level, you will not see. We will always refer to party entitled to dispose only. Okay, but however, why we have to assign do this, I'll tell you that. Now, this particular what do you say, that custodian, who is this custodian here? Hello, sorry, I lost something in between. Guys, can you hear me? Hello.
A custodian is the one who keeps and maintains the stock.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to come there, but I'm not sure whether you guys are able to hear me or not. Yeah, so custodian is the one who is the owner of the warehouse in a simple terminologies. Means what I'm trying to see here, owner of the warehouse means who is that? In the case A, who will be the owner, guys? It would be obviously the plant Wipro. Agree, everyone? Because the owner of the warehouse will be, he is the one who keeps it. But in the case B, it can't be the Wipro. It would be the Siva. You're getting my point? Yes, exactly. So the owner of the warehouse means who is having it. But however, there is another thing, owner. Who is this owner? This is nothing but owner is what? He is the owner of the stock. Means in both the cases, it would be only who? It would be Wipro only. Agree? Because it's the owner of the stock actually. Am I clear here? Everyone. So now come to the other point here. Party entitled to dispose means party entitled to dispose is nothing but he is the one who tells the custodian, means who tells the custodian what to do. But means in generally what happens is party entitled to dispose is nothing but who has the authority to produce the stock and as well as to dispose the stock also. Who has authority in this case? So it would be only the plant. Means in my case it would be only Wipro because he is the one who is producing the stock and who is disposing the stock, right? So this is what we are trying to make it clear here. Getting it, guys? Or any questions now? Everyone? Yeah, so this is just the master data which I am trying to create so far. Okay, just let me know in case if you have any questions here. Okay, to anyone, Naga or Karthik or Ganapati or anyone. So normally this is how we will be doing it. But why are we doing it? Let me come to the system wise now. So once we have defined it here, okay, this particular master data, assign warehouse numbers. So WM46, in this particular one, if you see this, we have to assign the warehouse numbers here is for this particular WM46. What we are trying to do here, we need to tell who is our supply chain unit, okay, and we need to tell who is the custodian and who is the party entitled to dispose and default ship to. So these are the configurations which we have to set as a default here. You're getting my point here, everyone, guys? Hello? Yeah. So these are the ones which we will be assigning it to our warehouse and we'll be telling. But however, there is one thing here, default party entitled to this field we will only make use of only once when you are having your plant and your warehouse as a one-to-one relationship. Means if your plant is having a multiple warehouses or your warehouse is having a multiple plants assignment, I'm sorry, it's the other way I've said, I'm sorry. So if your warehouse is being assigned to a multiple plants, then you will not assign this default one, because if you're trying to assign your supply chain unit or your custodian or whatever it is, this one, it would be the, because this would be the same, custodian would be always the owner of the warehouse, there is no change in that. Supply chain unit, it would be always the geographical location of your warehouse, same way. But when it comes to your party entitled to dispose, this would be a change here. Means what is that change? Because plants, because maybe if your warehouse is assigned to a multiple plants, then obviously you will be having a different party entitled to dispose. Agree with me, guys? Hello?
Is this, I mean, you are saying that the possibility of multiple custodian, even though we can have a single custodian, right?
No, come back.
See, you're saying we will
Hmm.
have, for each plant, we will have different custodians, right?
No. How come? No. I'm not talking about the custodians here. Custodian will be who again? Again, let's take an example. He is just the owner of the warehouse, right?
True.
Yeah. So in our case, the warehouse owner will be who?
Warehouse, in our case, I didn't get it.
No,
Can
no,
you
no.
repeat?
Here, if you see this, the custodian would be the owner of the warehouse, right? Whether it could be a Wipro or whether it could be the Siva. You're getting my
Okay.
point,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So in our case, what happens? It would be the plant because he is the owner sometimes, or sometimes it would be a third party logistics. Agree, right?
Okay.
Now,
Agree.
when it comes to a default party entitled to means, for your warehouse, you will be having only one default party entitled to dispose, or you will be having a multiple party entitled to dispose. If you are having a multiple plans assignment, you will be having the multiple party entitled to dispose. Agree with me?
Okay.
No, what was the question? Please go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just agreeing to your point. That's it.
Mm. So coming to your question then, you be having a multiple custodians or you will be having a single custodian? It's depending upon your organizational structure there, right?
So depending upon the requirement, we decide
Yes.
what
Yes.
what type of scenario it
Exactly.
should be.
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, Sriram, I'm basically from SD, right? If you are
Okay.
telling any WM concept, I would like you to,
No.
I
This
mean,
is
give
not a
some guide.
WM concepts at all. This is all completely new concepts. In WM
Okay.
concepts, I'll try to compare you. Okay. As I told
Okay.
you
Okay.
earlier, this particular concept, we do not have it in WM also. This is completely
Okay.
new in EWM. Okay. That's the reason I'm trying to tell you this. Okay. If
Okay.
any of
Fine.
the WM concepts, I'll tell you that, okay, this is how the comparison looks like. Don't worry about that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions here to me? Default ship to, normally we will not use this one, guys. Default ship to is the one where we will be, what I mean to say that is, I'm sorry. Maybe if you're having only one kind of a customer, then only we'll be using the default ship to. Okay, sometimes for example, like what I can say, that if you're manufacturing some kind of an car accessories or something, and you're only supplying to some Robert Bosch or somewhere, or to some kind of another car companies and all, then that point of time we will use it. But normally we will not use the default ship to actually. Okay, we will not touch that even. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions so far? Guys, is that clear, or any questions to me here? So that we can, I'll start creating it. Maybe in tomorrow's session, I'll start creating that. But however, are we clear on this particular concepts? Whatever I have said, this is just a master data and all, right? So I'll, once we come back tomorrow, I'll try to show you how to create your supply chain unit, okay, and how to create your custodians and how to create your party entitled dispose and all. So this is just a master data stuff which we will be creating, and then we will try to see a simple inbound scenario, maybe if it works tomorrow, okay, and then we'll see that, guys. Okay.
So yeah,
Sriram, uh,
Please.
Karthik, you can
uh,
go ahead. You can ask.
thanks. Yeah. So I have a generic question, probably.
Hmm.
You might already said it in the second class, but didn't attended that, so I'm just taking up this. So when we have the warehouse number, right? Previously it used to be a three-digit one number,
Yes. In
but
EWM system, it would be a 3 or a 4-digit one. Okay. Like
uh,
maybe in the demo session also I've explained you that. So maybe that's fine. What I can say that is, so the organizational structure can be defined in EWM with either with a 3 or a 4-digit one. That's what. Okay. So everything, it's with 3 or a 4-digit one, even the storage type, the sections and all. So this significance, anyhow, I'll come back again because I've only defined it. But after that, there's a lot of things to explain for me, like what is a storage type, what is a storage section, what is a storage bins and all. So this part is a master data which we have to see in detail. Okay, I'll explain you that. Don't worry.
yeah, because when we integrate, right, with the
Mm,
ERP integration, we are having
yes.
only three-digit number
Yes,
over there.
3-digit one is your ERP warehouse number. 4-digit
Okay.
one is your EWM warehouse number. In EWM, you can, it's not a mandatory that you always want to go ahead with 4-digit. You can also go ahead. In some cases where I have seen is the business wants to have the same ERP number as their EWM. So we obviously have to go ahead with 3-digit because it's all the business call, right? So,
So
it,
I mean,
uh,
now I am assuming that I mean, basically, why they made all master data and all other stuff, irrespective of modules, for some BW level reporting level, right?
yes,
So
basically, if you want to have some kind of a differentiation and for your reporting level, they'll be doing it. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, that's what my question is. Like, why that our normal one has three-digit number when we have
Hmm.
when
Basically, to
EW.
differentiate only. That's it, Karthik. That's only the thing. Apart from that, there won't be any much such nothing actually, because the architecture was designed in such a way that EWM should be having a 4-digit, and this one is going with a 3-digit. That's it. Okay.
And why do we call master all like all master data as product masters and all other stuff in EWM?
No, 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 no. All master data will not call it as a product master. Only the material master only will call it as a product master. The rest of the things will not call it as a product master. No, no, will not call that.
Okay, and why do we call it like that?
No, because the naming convention was defined in such a way that earlier, since from 5.0, the decentralized version, because we used to transfer the data basically from ERP to EWM, we used to transfer that. But now we are not doing it actually because we were in the same instance in the embedded one. That's the reason we're not doing it. But earlier, what happens is, this planned shipping point customers and the vendors, they want to differentiate it with the normal WM and normal ERP one. So what they have done is the material master, they used to call it as a product master here. That's it. Not all the master data. Now, even now, the plant and the shipping point will call it as a location. Customer and the vendor will call it as a business partner. That's it, because they have changed the naming convention in the EWM system. However, if you see in the S4 systems as of now, every customer and vendor, now we'll call it as a business partner only. We are not calling it as no more as a customer or a vendor. We are just calling it as a BP only, even in the S4 system. So the naming terminologies, they are trying to change it. That's it. But in the backend, it would be the same.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, Sriram, I have one question here.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mohan.
In ECC, different, I mean, one storage location cannot be assigned to the different plants, same storage location.
Mm-hmm.
But in EWM, one warehouse, I mean, one EWM warehouse can be assigned to the different plants.
One, come back again. I'm sorry.
No, in ECC, one storage location, I mean, same storage location cannot be assigned to the different plants.
Okay, fine.
But in EWM warehouse,
Mm.
can we assign to the different plants?
Okay. So, but however, you can assign that. Yes, we can do. But however, the party entitled to dispose will be different here, right?
Yes.
We can do that because the party entitled to dispose will be completely different. So what does that happen? Nothing. You can do that.
Okay. Okay, see.
Yeah. Anyhow, tomorrow we'll see this configuration of creation of all these things, right? So then you can understand that. Not a concern. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Sorry, guys. I just so in our standard SAP, we can't assign same storage location to multiple plans. Is this a standard SAP behavior, right?
Which one you're talking about?
With the one which Ganapati just asked.
But
So
however, the combination should be unique, basically. Okay.
I didn't get you. Can you repeat it?
No, no, no.
Combination.
What was Ganapati was telling is like the same storage location. If he wants to use it for a multiple plans,
Okay.
same storage location. That is what he has asked me. If I'm not wrong, right, Ganapati? Someone was asking.
Mohan. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Even in the EWM also, whether it is possible or not, he has said that. Yeah. So it is possible, but however, we will be having a different party entitled to dispose there because in the EWM system, we'll be assigning the plant and the storage locations. However, that will be differentiated with a different one. How? That will be differentiated with your party entitled to dispose and a different availability group. That can be done here. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's the anyhow, that's the one which we'll be seeing it in tomorrow's session. Don't worry about that. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
No problem, guys. Okay. Thank you then. Okay. So let's catch up tomorrow and then we'll see the rest of the things and then we'll start configuring it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sriram.
Okay then. Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.